So I started soldering and bought helping hands. These are mainly used to hold boards and wires so you can have an extra hand free. The bad thing about them is that they're really cheaply made. And there's a good reason why people make stuff like this really cheap now. One good reason is because it's cheaper to ship, it keeps costs down that way, and it's also just cheaper to make. And the bad side is it's not very useful or very durable. So I was using them and they kept on tipping, and it was just really tough. You use them and they think they would hold the product. That's the one thing they're supposed to do, but they just kept on tipping. Then I looked for ways to improve it, and I found this really cool paperweight at a surplus store. It isn't actually a paperweight, it's actually called a twirlet, and it's used to put holes into paper and leather. The next part was I just removed the ball head from the cheap helping hands, and then I put it onto the new base. I did this by just by using a hammer and hitting it out. It was pretty tough, but I got it out and then put it onto the new base. After putting it on the new base, it's way more usable. It doesn't tip as much, and it just feels a lot better. I put a little bit of felt on the bottom just to make sure it doesn't slide too much. So if you can find these toilets on eBay or at thrift stores, they're pretty cheap, and I don't think most people have a use for them unless you're using them for leather. And the hole size on them is really good for helping hands. So just a really cheap upgrade, and it's going to be really useful for everyone. Thanks.